dog's always trying to run away. I'm just up potting again. It's a beautiful day. I'll show y'all what I'm doing. For any future people, I don't think I'll have too many people on the live, but I am trying to up pot about half of these, and then I'm going to plant out maybe not all of the other half, but a lot. I was doing that. I did that yesterday with another tray of tomatoes. These are, I've got three different types of peppers here, 4 different types of peppers, 5. And then the rest are tomatoes. I've got all kinds of varieties here, and these is what I've already up potted. So, I'll probably, I don't know if I will ever use these little cells again. I don't care for them. Number one, you have to have the shallow trays. These are not shallow. Because the bottom of the cell doesn't reach the bottom of the tray. So you have to put like 2 inches of water in here. So I've just been top watering, and they dry out really quickly. You have to be careful with cells. Tomatoes and peppers, be okay if they dry out. Obviously not for an extended period of time, but for other things that are really sensitive to drying out, I don't like it. So if anything, I just won't use them for those types of plants, like herbs that are really like their leaves are really thin and stuff, and they don't like to dry out. But okay, so I'm gonna up pot some cayenne peppers, and this is the cayenne long thin. I don't know if that's any different than a regular cayenne pepper. I'm not sure. I grew them last year, and they do get long, and they're very thin. So I want to say that's the only type of cayenne that I've ever grown. So I know there's other varieties, but cayenne long thin. If anybody pops in here, tell me where you're from, what you're doing. I'm just writing some labels here. Cayenne long thin. Some of these variety names kill me. Like, I'm growing a variety of tomato this year called Tommy Toe. So like Tommy as in the name, and then toe as in like your toe. And I just think it's like, it's a funny play on words. Okay, I actually made labels for these 3 and didn't put anything in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. These are Moskvich tomatoes. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I've never grown these before, and I forget like what the packet said to make me buy it, but it's probably, my guess is that it's prolific and heat tolerant, like really heat tolerant. Maybe not though. I honestly don't remember. Moskvich tomato. Might clean the camera. Sorry. Sorry, y'all. Might help a little bit. It looked kind of cloudy. I don't know if it actually was or not, but okay, let's get more of these in here. Moskvich tomato. This one I don't have to separate, so. I'm going to scoot the table closer to me so I don't have to reach as much. Alright, let's get these bigger ones. Okay. The seedlings just come apart. Really easy. Come apart a little better when they're a little bit on the drier side, but if they're wet, you can still do it. It's not a big deal. Okay, so now we'll get these cayennes in. We're just kind of pinching the cell at the bottom and then pulling the seedlings out. So these are the cayenne, and they just come apart. Can y'all watch out, please? My dog. One of them. We have 2 dogs. One's a bulldog and one's a mutt. We actually just sent in his DNA swab. I did yesterday. So we'll find out what he is. Our guess is golden retriever and Rottweiler, however you say it. Some of these I'm going ahead and putting 2 in the 4-inch pot. You can just separate them later. They'll get decently large. Even in 2 to 1 pot. So now I'm going to do some Amish paste tomatoes. My Amish paste, I've seen other people's Amish paste. Mine were really small. I'm talking like maybe 2 ounces in size. And a part of that could be our weather. It gets extremely hot here, like 110 plus degrees for a week straight, you know. Now I have a drip system, so that helps a lot. Amish paste. I honestly think that drip systems are a must in extremely hot climates. For me, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, I'm gonna have a drip system. I know that not everybody can do that. So if you don't have a drip system and you're concerned about having consistent water, you probably need to be out there every day. Twice a day. Because it is important. In fact, everything that I did not have hooked up to drip last year, except for like except for like one or two things. I had some lavender, I think that it is. I don't know. I lost the tag to it. And some Mexican oregano that was not hooked up to drip. And it is still alive, even through the winter. So, but everything else that wasn't hooked up to drip, I had like what was it? It was some kind of squash plant. I think it was Blue Hubbard or Golden Hubbard squash. Didn't make it because I didn't have it hooked up to drip. And I was watering it. Just probably not consistently enough. Just not enough, maybe. Because, yeah, it succumbed to the heat and, I guess, lack of water. So, with a drip system, you really don't have to think about it. You just have to check and make sure that it's functioning correctly, which I do on a regular basis. But, yeah, I think it's so important. Even if you don't live in a super hot climate, consistent water is really good for especially things like tomatoes, because if you go without watering tomatoes for a couple of days and then all of a sudden you have a downpour, or all of a sudden you water it really like a lot and your tomatoes are fruiting, they split. They're more prone to split, especially heirlooms. I had some tomato splitting last year, even with consistent watering, but it wasn't too terrible. So, let me get another tray started here. I gotta make more pots. Somebody's texting me. No, it's a shop update. I have some, oh, you know what? Hey, Bubba's! I have horseradish in the mail. Horseradish root. Can you go check the mail for me? Oh, I'm scared to put that there.
I'm playing Minecraft right now.
Okay. You want to help me garden in a little bit? My 5-year-old, he likes to help me garden. He also loves video games. I try to balance out like how much video games he's playing versus being outside growing food and gardening with me and stuff. I'm not perfect at it, but I'm a human just out here trying like everybody else. So, yeah, that shop update, that clip that you might have heard if you're watching, was my horseradish from In My Gardener being delivered. So I'll open that on camera. And here comes my 5-year-old swinging it around. Okay, thank you. Still swinging it. Okay, hey, you think that throwing a package on the ground is a good idea? Don't do that, please. You just threw my package on the ground. Don't do that.
Bye.
Bye. So yeah, oh, let me not show my address. I probably already did. So, I got horseradish roots. This is how they came from In My Gardener. I'll open it and see what the little thing says. Plant care and grow guides. Don't really need that. Well, I'll probably take a look at it. Alright. So I got three packs of 3 stems, I think. So let's see. I think the little tag in here says, let me get it open. So they come in a baggie. Like a cheap sandwich baggie. And this is what they look like. Horseradish. Yay. I read somewhere when I was, reading about horseradish that, like, 6-ish plants would be enough for a family. Well, I have 9, so let's see. Big top horseradish, and it just says plant root piece at 45-degree angle in the soil with the flat side or the larger end up and the slanted end down. The flat end should be 1 to 2 inches below the soil surface. Okay. So I guess that's the flat end and this is the slanted end. So you plant it like that. Nope, maybe a little bit more like that. 45-degree-ish angle. I'll probably do that today. Maybe I'll make a video on that. Me doing that. Yay! I've never grown horseradish before. We'll see how that goes. Okay. I gotta fill up all these pots. I got 18. 18 will fit. 18 of these little 4-inch pots will fit into one 10-20 tray. My husband actually got these a couple of seasons ago. This lady, I guess it was just not her property, and the previous owner had left a bunch of gardening stuff. So she had these out by the street, and he snagged them all up along with some bigger, like, planters. Like really big pots. The black ones, like, they're like, not like a terracotta pot. They're like plastic or whatever. But, yeah, and he stored a bunch of, like, smaller, medium-sized, like, planter pots. But, yeah, so this is my second season using these. I want to get Bootstrap Farmers, you know, really durable 4-inch pots. But I always end up investing the money that I have to garden somewhere else. Like, we just expanded our garden, and so I needed stuff for a second drip system because the new garden space is on our other property. So I needed another you know, drip timer and stuff. I bought more drip lines. This year I'm doing, like last year I did 1/2-inch drip tubing, and then that fed all of my raised beds with 1/4-inch tubing. This year I'm just going to do 1/2-inch tubing, and hopefully it works well. I think it will. I know a lot of people do that, so I'll make it work. It's definitely much cheaper to do it that way, at least from what I'm seeing so far. It's going to be a lot cheaper, because if I had to buy another 500-foot roll of drip tape, I just got dirt on my face. It would be like $86, which is not too bad. But if I can spend that $86 somewhere else, like more seeds, then I'm going to do that. So, I'm running out of dirt here. Soil. Running out of soil. Hopefully I have just enough to fill the rest of these. I don't want to have to get up. It's kind of annoying to get up with the camera going. Well, I might not have to get up, but... oh my gosh, I might. No. I'm only going to do that one like 3/4 of the way, and then I should have the perfect amount. Oh my gosh. The perfect amount. This one's also just almost full. It'll be fine though. Hopefully these potted plants don't take too long. And I can get the garden. Just getting the dirt off my hands. I would wear gloves, but it's annoying. I never wear gloves when I garden, like hardly ever. Not even when I was pulling a bunch of prickly lettuce out of the garden. I know it's medicinal. I have it growing everywhere all over my property. So I am going to let some grow. But the ones in my beds, I just tore all of those out. And I also had a lot of shepherd's purse and cleavers growing in my garden beds. And again, I know those are medicinal and useful, and I actually tinctured some cleavers and some shepherd's purse. But again, they're just everywhere. They're growing all over the property, so I kind of felt bad about pulling them out, but I didn't, because I need that space for tomatoes and peppers and onions and all the things that I'm growing. Let's see what that is. Nothing. So, okay, let me make up some labels. And y'all, there's no purpose to this video. I'm just on here rambling. I kind of thought about going live every day for a week, seeing what happens, and then if not much happens, then like keep going until something does happen, like do it every day for a month or something. I do want to you know, post more videos and content. Just been in my head lately, I guess. I gotta get over that, because I feel like I have good information to share with the world. And gardening is like my passion. But I was looking through some of my videos and the engagement that I got on it, and I saw like a bunch of views that I hadn't noticed. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I saw a bunch of comments that I had missed, like I hadn't gotten a notification about the comments, because sometimes I do, and sometimes for the last few months I have not. So there was comments from like 5-6 months ago asking questions on my videos, and I felt bad because, you know, that was engagement that I had missed out on. So oops, no, I don't want to do, wait, do I want to do, how many Amish paste did I have? 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, I'll do, let's see. No, let me get through some of these other ones, because I have a ton. Alright, I'm going to up pot some shishito peppers. I had a garden friend say that she was going to, she got some shishito pepper seeds, and I was like, well, I have plants, just in case yours don't pop up. And I say garden friend because literally the only thing we talk about is gardening. Gardening and chickens, so. And my neighbor, his name's Scott. I think the only reason that we're pretty good friends is because my husband, one second. Oh, he was texting me something cool at work. Yeah, the only reason me and my neighbor are good friends is because we share a love of gardening, particularly tomatoes. We have that in common. And I mean, he's a good guy all around, but yeah, we've lived here for 5 years. The first couple of years when I wasn't gardening, him and I weren't really super close, and then once I started gardening, we really we got a lot closer. So, and last year, I want to say he bought a couple of plants, but like I supplied most of the plants to his garden. So, oh, let me label. Sorry if you Yeah, I don't know if y'all heard like that. Like I don't know if it comes through, but I know that when I watch people's lives, other people's lives, like if they get a text or like a notification and it makes a noise on their phone, like you can hear it. So okay, so the next thing I'm gonna up pot, I think, are these Jamaican yellow mushroom peppers. Never grown them. They're doing good in the cells here. Let me show you. This row right here. This one. That's the Jamaican yellow mushroom peppers. I bought them because the picture was pretty. I love peppers. I know a lot of people say, like, grow what you know, grow what you're gonna eat, and that's true. It is true. But I also think that you should garden just to try new things. Like if you don't like tomatoes, um, have you ever had you got to ask yourself, have you ever had a fresh tomato from somebody's garden? And, like, have you tried a bunch of different varieties? Because maybe it's that you don't necessarily not like tomatoes, but you just don't like the sadness that comes from the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? So, like, try it. You never know. Jamaican yellow mushroom pepper. Jamaican yellow mushroom. You know what? I've been wanting to write on the backs of these too. It's okay though. I'll just start now. Yeah, like, my aunt, she was telling me she doesn't really like tomatoes. Like, I think she said she likes them like in a salad or whatever. But she just typically does not eat tomatoes. And I'm like, yeah, but have you ever had a Cherokee Purple fresh from the garden? And she said no. And I was like, well, we gonna make BLTs, baby, because Cherokee Purples on BLTs is just chef's kiss. It's so good. And I know Cherokee Purple is like a tried and true, like that's like it's a lot of people's go-to, but it's for a reason. Like that tomato is so good. Jamaican yellow mushroom, pepper. I'm trying to fit all that in and the date. I'm just shortening it because it is kind of a lot. So yeah, like most people who tell me they don't like tomatoes or they don't like this or they don't like that, and it's like, yeah, but everything that you've had is from a store, like from the grocery store. So the thing about getting tomatoes and stuff from the grocery store, right, is that usually the tomatoes are coming from halfway across the country, right? And so what they have to do in order to keep them from rotting by the time that they get to you is pick them while they're not ripe. Like they're still green or they're still whatever. Because some, well, I think most tomatoes are like green before they ripen. But yeah, so they pick them while they're still green and they're not ripe. So that by the time they get to you, they're ripe and can be used, and they're more shelf stable. Well, when you pick a tomato before it's ripe, or you pick it so early that it's so green that it's like inedible, right? Because you can pick a tomato right before, like, as soon as it blushes, you can pick it and ripen it on your counter, and it's like that's still going to be better than what you get from the store. But when you pick it when it's so green that it's like inedible, right, you're losing a ton of flavor and a ton of nutrients. So tomatoes from the grocery store are not good. Like they're just not. They taste like water. Oh, I am spelling Jamaican wrong. Jamaican. So if you're a person that doesn't like tomatoes, like I challenge you to try several different varieties from somebody's garden or go to the farmer's market and make sure that it's a person that is actually growing their produce and not somebody who's going to Walmart and reselling produce at a farmer's market. For all that is good and holy, please make sure that you know your farmers. That drives me crazy. Like my husband, he's apprenticing as an electrician right now. So he's an electrician, but our main source of income has always been us reselling. Him primarily reselling. I've done a little bit of it. If I needed to, I could do it on my own, but so I have nothing against resellers. We are resellers through and through. But people who go to big box stores and buy large amounts of produce and then go to farmers market and try to pass it off as their own, ooh, no, 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 no. That is no bueno. Won't support it, won't do it. They're like the low of the low.
Look at you. What are you even doing?
Talking about... Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
Oh, Dooley's just over there looking in the sunlight like a happy dog just sleeping.
He's getting his booty tan, you know.
Oh, butterfly. I was gonna ask you, what do you think about shit. What
You
do
just
you
cussed
think
on my live.
Oh, my bad. I know you're still live. Food today? What? Hello?
Yeah, food.
What kind of food?
I'm just gonna end this live right here, guys.
What? Never mind.
Bye.
Oh, no.
No, I don't. I'm good. I've been doing it for like